People who value sleep sleep on a Nectar mattress. But you're not going to believe me. After all, I might be lying. I must be lying. The only thing you know is true is that commercials lie to you. I must be lying.
Instead of believing silly commercials, trust the more than 2 million happy sleepers who sleep on a Nectar mattress. Nectar Sleep is currently running their Labor Day offer. $399 in accessories plus a 365-night home trial and free shipping and returns. Go to NectarSleep.com today. Hurry, this offer ends September 6th.
It's finally September of 2021. I get, sure, yeah. 2 songs immediately come to mind. Wake Me Up When September Ends.
Okay.
And then I believe it is just September. Earth, Wind, and Fire.
That's 2 more songs than I thought of.
Do you remember?
Oh.
I'm pretty sure that's just called September. I
Interesting.
posted it last year, the GIF, because everybody does. It's just what happens.
It's a thing.
And it's also just like, it's a solid jam.
I'm not one of those cool kids. I don't know to post that in September.
Ooh, thing I didn't mention to you downstairs, I'm going to mention to you now, before we even get you to the intro. Did you hear about Benson?
I did. I did hear about Benson.
Sad days.
Rip.
The lupus boy himself.
Yep. With that random intro, this is the Gamers 2 podcast, your weekly roundup of news and commentary related to the video game industry and anything else that might pique our interest. Like Benson passing across the Rainbow Bridge to greatness.
One of the best dogs.
They are all the best dogs. That's the secret.
That's the secret. Yep.
Where we at? What we got?
I mean,
I don't know.
I don't really have a lot of BS to get through, I guess.
Might be a short one. Man.
I mean, it might be a short one.
News was kind of lackluster. It's kind of weird. Maybe
Yeah.
a calm before a storm situation. It's September. It's supposed to be the beginning of, like the beginning of the.
I mean, like hurricanes are bigger news currently.
Yeah, the flooding in New York City. That's nuts.
Pennsylvania's been pretty good too.
New Jersey, yeah.
Yeah, I know 2 people in Pennsylvania, APL, and then somebody I was at college with, both just showing flooding pictures. I was like, oh, it looks like it's a little wet down there. Yeah. And then there's I don't know if you saw it on Reddit the other day. There was the rat swimming in New York City.
I didn't see that.
It was just like doing like barrel rolls through the water, like just
Interesting.
living its best life.
One of the Yankees broadcast announcers.
John,
see that?
John Sterling got
Had to get help.
stuck. He got stuck in his car.
Yep. Crazy.
And then the oh my god, what is that guy's name? Ricky Ricardo, I believe, who does the Spanish broadcast
Mm-hmm.
for them, turned around and got called by Susan Waldman, and he turned around in his Jeep and went and got John and got him home.
Yeah, which is just like, that's just a nice story.
Yeah, he's like, it's like half a mile from where he was stuck to his home, but it took us 2 hours to get there because of all the road closures. And I was like, holy shit.
It's kind of bizarre to like see all that and then like, you know, it's 70 and
Yeah,
sun
I'm
is
chilling
out.
up here.
Yeah, it's just like, it's just weird.
There was an image. I'm not going to show you, but there's an image I pulled on Wednesday night, I believe. I think it was Wednesday night. Yeah, it was Wednesday night. And it was just, I was curious like what the weather was going to look like, so if I could mow the lawn today or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I go to weather.com, I pull up the radar, and the radar just shows the hurricane, and then it shows my house.
Mm-hmm.
And they're, if I'm potentially like 30 miles in another direction, I'm getting hit.
Mm-hmm.
But where I am, no rain. And then I give it the old play, see a future projection. It's all just going back out to the coast. Avoids me entirely, no water. And I'm like, classic. It sounds about right.
So, I don't know if you've been noticing, but it seems like the geese are migrating sooner.
Yes, I did notice. My window at work, we could see a group of probably like 30 of them or so just hanging out on the lawn. And I was like, that's early.
Yeah, I heard them, like a few times I've heard them honking,
Yes.
overhead. And I'm like, that doesn't seem right. So,
Part of
low key worried about the winter, but
Yeah. You want to talk about me pushing from work for home.
yeah.
Let me
Yeah,
not
I was
drive
like,
anywhere, please, for the love of God.
I was like, gotta get the 4Runner running. Don't want to be driving a BMW Coupe in the winter in New York State.
Yeah.
But
That is a get tarped and they're throwing storage.
storage for sure. Video games?
Video games.
New releases?
Like new ones, exactly. If I remember to unlock my tablet. The new ones like The Big Con.
It's the name of my life.
And this podcast. PC, Xbox Series X, and Xbox One. Number 2, Kiwi for the PC and Switch. Number 3, Maneater Truth Quest DLC for everything that was already on. Monster Harvest for the PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch. Rustler for the PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch. Number 6, Train Life, a railway simulator for the PC.
The Railroad Simulator is making a comeback.
Number 7, Lake for the PC and Xbox.
Classic.
Number 8, a Total War Saga Troy Mythos expansion for PC. Number 9 is Bravely Default 2. Number 10 is El Shaddai Ascension of the Metatron for the PC. Number 11 is Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous for PC. Number 12 is WRC 10, the World Rally Championship for PC, PlayStation, Xbox. Man, that'd be an interesting one with a proper setup.
Yeah.
Good. The true handbrake setup. Just
with the hydraulic
yeah. The really obnoxious 2-foot tall handbrake.
Yeah.
Number 13, Big Rumble Boxing Creed Champions for the PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch. Number 14, Family Trainer for the Switch. Number 15, Kitaria Fables for the PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and the Switch. And number 16, the Xbox exclusive The Medium comes to PlayStation 5.
What was the what were the reviews like for that one?
Medium?
Yeah.
I believe it was decent technical Marvel, but mediocre as far as an actual title.
Yeah, because I kind of don't remember it coming out.
Yeah.
Just kind of
I watched a few people play it. I watched Ray play it. And it was yeah, sure, the tech's cool, but I still arguably don't think it did anything on the front end for us to see that you couldn't have done in previous generations, which is why a lot of people were
yeah.
But they're probably, my guess is the way it's getting handled and mathematically and everything else on the back end is very impressive and only could be done now. But the way it's presented to the users, what do you mean? What do you mean you couldn't do this before?
Yeah,
I think was a lot of the casual quote non-journalist takes were.
Okay, fair enough. You feeling odd or even?
I'm feeling even.
Okay. That works for me. Number 1, let's lead things off on an upbeat news story. Psych. China is rolling out
that's not upbeat.
new limits on game playing by minors. According to the Wall Street Journal,
the age, not the profession.
Yeah.
Or
according
the Bitcoin people.
I mean, I wish.
I same. Yeah.
According to the Wall Street Journal, the new rules would prohibit children from playing games entirely from Monday through Thursday, with Friday through Sunday and public holidays seeing a limit of 1 hour of gaming a day between 8 p.m. and 9 p.m. At this point, why even bother?
Yeah, Yeah.
Not only are they telling you that you can only play on weekends, they are setting you a time limit, and they're telling you it has to be between 8 and 9 p.m.
For a country that had a lot of promising esports talent, just has forever, this immediately delays all of it very hard.
Yeah.
And this is also very similar to what South Korea just backed off of.
Yeah. And they were just starting to I feel like their development side of it, like studios and game development, was just starting to like
Yeah.
take off, and then
Fucking China.
China's just like, nah.
What if we stop that?
Let's not let people do that.
Oh, China. You country.
You interesting country.
Number 2. I don't really have anything else about that. It's just
Yeah, I don't know. She thought it was interesting.
yeah, I think it was more interesting because I believe it was last week, right? We said that South Korea was backing off of the exact same thing basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then China's like, no, we're going to double down. Yeah. Do it and make it worse. Number 2, Naughty Dog's co-presidents Evan Wells and Neil Druckmann addressed the topic of crunch and unionization in an interview with Game Informer. When asked about their personal experience with crunch, Wells replied, quote, I have definitely personally worked very hard over the years. I think some of that has helped me to get where I am in my career, end quote. He added that the studio has post-mortem discussions after each project for every department, including production, with a goal to, quote, strike the right balance between giving people the opportunity to leave their mark on the industry and advance their craft in ways that have never been achieved, but also find space along that spectrum, end quote. Druckmann said Naughty Dog wants to prevent burnout at the studio and has created working groups to identify areas for improvement in the studio. When asked if unionization might be a possible solution, Wells said he hadn't thought about it much and wasn't sure it would solve anything. Quote, if we had some sort of restriction where when the clock strikes 40 hours, the servers shut down and you can't work anymore, that would frustrate people to no end. There are people who really want to put in that extra polish on their own volition, and they would feel handcuffed, end quote. Druckmann said Naughty Dog has tried such measures in the past, forbidding work past a certain hour or on Sundays, but there were edge cases. Quote, when you try to have a silver bullet like one solution, you're always leaving someone behind, end quote. Screw it. God damn it. I hate when that happens. That's why we feel like we need multiple solutions. We have to approach this from multiple angles.
I almost feel like that was like clearly it was a PR. A lot of PR speak there. Sort of.
Okay, so we're in the same boat where they didn't answer the question?
Yes. And they were also just like, we don't.
Specifically, Wells, in what I read, and I need to go read the interview, so there's that part of it for me. But in what I read, Wells basically said, if you want to advance yourself, you need to crunch.
Yeah, that's essentially what he said. He basically was like, you can either have work or you can have a life outside of work. You can't have both. Was the gist of all of his comments.
Yeah.
He's like, at our company, you can have either one, but you got to choose. Like, you can't.
There's a lot for me when people can't read in between the lines of what people mean. Yeah. And it's happened recently, even at work. Like, I've had to read emails where somebody's like, are you saying that that's not what they said? And then I'm reading their email again and reading it within context of other emails and being like, no, what they're saying is this.
What they mean.
What you're interpreting it as is this. What they're not wording to you correctly is this. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of... I don't know. This kind of speaks of like the old guard. I don't necessarily know if I want to put it that way, but they are of the old way of doing things, and they don't necessarily see a reason to change it. And like,
yeah, and I do agree that there's not I agree with Neil at the end, where
so there's no silver bullet.
There is no one solution fits all.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't mean you can't put in a massive solution and then make single exceptions.
Yeah, for sure.
Instead of doing it the other way, and then you're making there's a few outliers that you're then making everyone suffer their issue.
And then the unionization comment, it's kind of like, I don't know, either they're poor co-presidents and not thinking about it, haven't even thought about unionization, or they're lying. Or there was a third one that I totally lost my train of thought on. But like, it just seems ridiculous to have that comment of, "Oh, I haven't put much thought into it." When it's like a hotbed topic.
I could see that one. I can understand, like, I haven't thought about that. Like, if they've been caught up in just like projects or things, like, I really haven't had time to sit down and think of that.
Mm-hmm.
I've just been trying to like put out a fire and move from one thing to another. What got me was the immediate, I don't think it solves anything, and I just went, that's telling.
Yeah, classic.
And then it's, I don't think it solves anything, and then immediately defended by extreme example of that when 40 hours get hit, the server just shuts off.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's not how that needs to work, but you're doing what I do when I argue and I know I want to win. I make extreme absurdist examples.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
very much speaks of like, I don't necessarily want to deal with this, so let's just not make it a thing.
Yeah, like, hey, if while you're interviewing me, you could not give my team a bunch of ideas to make this way harder than it already is, that'd be great.
Oh, Naughty Dog. Are they the next big one to...
Well, they gotta make The Last of Us remastered first, and they have to remaster The Last of Us 2.
They gotta be... Are they the next one that's gonna be the big failure? Like, all right, so like...
Oh, like, we've seen the...
Like Blizzard Activision, I guess, would be the last one.
Yeah, the most recent one.
Yeah.
Of, well, Blizzard specifically. I think
Blizzard.
Activision's still kind of left alone for that.
Naughty Dog's going to be the next one to stumble. We had CD Projekt Red.
Man, Naughty Dog getting harassment claims would be insane.
I think they'll get like...
Versus like just work crunching.
Yeah. I don't think they'll get harassment claims. They'll get like poor work conditions or something like that.
The old Glassdoor treatment.
Yes, exactly. Or they'll just have... I could see them doing like a CD Projekt Red situation where they kind of like get too caught up in their own success and like fumble.
Yes. To both. I immediately was thinking about the Glassdoor thing and then thinking how fast would people come to defend them.
I think they're one of the ones that you would have people be like, no, it's fine.
Very fast. Like immediately, very notable loud voices would start just slamming defending them without having idea of.
Yeah, like they kind of...
No one should take one side or the other on a Glassdoor thing. Like, you want to usually lean to the employee, but there's clearly usually something went specifically wrong between that individual person and the company. So it's like, all right, I need to, wait and kind of hear things if that's the case. But if it was bad enough, you'd immediately have people jumping to defend Naughty Dog.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I can already think of like 7, and I'm like, you.
Just make a new game. Do me a favor.
Yeah, we are. We're making The Last of Us Remastered Part 2.
Make a new game.
And when I say The Last of Us Remastered Part 2, what I actually mean is the second time we've remastered The Last of Us.
Number 3. Back to China. Chinese publisher...
I don't want to go back.
Chinese publisher NetEase is reportedly in final talks to hire Sega veteran and Yakuza series creator Toshihiro Nagashi. As reported by Bloomberg, the video game talent acquisition will be part of its plan to expand its gaming business. Nagashi originally joined Sega in 1989 and has worked on a number of titles, and in 2005 he created the crime drama Yakuza. NetEase making moves.
NetEase, man, what a speaking of the old guard, they've been around.
Yeah.
They've been around for a while.
So as Nagoshi, however you say his last name, probably butchering it. Sorry.
Probably Nagoshi. That's very American of me.
Close enough.
Number 4, professional streamer Benjamin Dr. Lupo announced that he has signed a deal to stream exclusively with YouTube Gaming. He will begin streaming on the platform solely on August 31st. He wasn't the only one to make the move. Tim Betar known only as Tim the Tatman. That's true. Online and only. Both of those words are true. Tim the Tatman announced that he'd signed a deal to make the same move. The Twitch exodus has begun again.
It has. Also, I don't think we talked about it, but they had their little walkout moment. I don't know if you saw that.
They did have their a day without Twitch, I believe was the hashtag.
Yep. Interesting. This is good. It's a good thing. Competition's good.
Competition's always good. It's just going to be interesting to see how everything all unfolds.
Yeah,
are we looking at a 2-year thing and then they come back and they're back on Twitch again, or like?
I would imagine it's something like that. Google would have to make serious strides with YouTube's streaming situation.
Yep, I agree. And I will also say it's hard for I don't know, hive mind, is that the word you want? It's hard to change habits.
Mm-hmm.
So if you were just somebody that went to Twitch and you were just clicking on whoever might have been popular, like that was on at the time. So you're like, oh, Tim's streaming, I'll watch Tim.
Mm-hmm.
Tim's not streaming, I'll look at Lupo. Oh, Tim, they're not streaming, I'll go watch Shroud. Like, they're just, hopping into the most popular ones. Well, and YouTube's a little different than what Mixer was, because YouTube has the VOD and all the video background that videos are. It is the video site of the internet.
Mm-hmm.
So Mixer was trying to just do this, the streaming thing, but like Shroud went from roughly 30,000 usually to like 5 to 8 on Mixer,
mm-hmm.
which were said to be the people that wanted to watch Shroud that made the move. That were there. It was probably like 95% people that had made the move versus 5% of like OG Mixer people that were just like, I've never been anywhere else, and now I'm watching Shroud.
Yeah,
I'm curious after 2 to 3 months, what Tim and Lupo's numbers look like.
Mm-hmm.
Because that'll be the end of, I was supporting them for the first like 2 weeks or whatever when they jumped, so I just would go over there and watch them. But then I kind of forgot and I stopped getting notified or whatever.
Mm-hmm. I think we could also be seeing a shift in, like, I'm having trouble forming sentences tonight. A shift in like the top streamers. Like, these are pretty big names.
Yeah.
They're also people who are getting older, and Tim the Tatman said that one of the big reasons why he made this move was because it would allow him to spend more time with his family, and because he would have to stream less. So I'm wondering if we're seeing like some of these coincide with them like kind of stepping back. And
well, yeah, when you can get the bag and not have to rely on your streaming income as much as you have a contract, that it makes sense.
Yeah, and we'll get some new hotness step up.
Yeah. The thing, like, so for Shroud specifically, right, when he moved,
mm-hmm.
I would go over there sometimes, and then I just kind of stopped.
Yeah.
Now that he's been back on Twitch, I've almost basically stopped. I catch it like once or twice, basically stopped. Mm-hmm. When Doc left,
mm-hmm.
or got kicked off,
whatever.
I really have like not watched any of his stuff.
I haven't either.
I'm trying to think of like if there was somebody else that had left at some point. Usually when somebody makes the move, I'm just kind of like, all right, whatever. This is gonna sound shitty. No creator is big enough. Oh, this has happened with the Funhouse guys. No creator has been big enough for me where when they've left to go do something else, I have wanted to just leave with them. And I know it's to them, it's not a leave with them move, because you're like,
mm-hmm.
yeah, you're just watching me, and you also could still go to Twitch and watch somebody else. And it's like, yeah, but I have a collection of everything just in one spot, and it's ease of access, and it's a habit, and it's whatever. Like, Funhouse was all YouTube for the longest time. And then I would catch Bruce, and I still catch Bruce and Lawrence and whoever else streaming, John, Alana streaming on Twitch whenever I can.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't watch as much as I was literally watching every Funhouse video every day it came out type of thing.
Yeah.
The content changed and they went over there, and I was just kind of like, all right, yeah, they're over there now. But like now that you've gone to Twitch, you're competing with my viewers, not my, I don't have any viewers, my viewership of all my other things that I was watching on Twitch. Like I was watching a lot of Max on Twitch because he doesn't have that many VODs on. He doesn't do much. He does a lot more now, but he wasn't doing that much YouTube stuff. So I was going to Twitch to watch him.
Yeah.
I'm going to Twitch to watch Ray. I'm doing those things over there. Now you've entered that mind space, and I was like, oh, great. Now I can't split my attention between all 5 of you, so somebody's getting the axe.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. It makes sense. I think we're also seeing that shift that kind of happened on YouTube like a long time ago, where Twitch generally was a few really, really big streamers and then like a ton of really, really small streamers. And I think we're getting the spread now where like it's just going to end up being like there's going to be a fuck ton of medium-sized streamers all over the place. And I think that's kind of part of this move as well, as the market getting broken
we'll go from
up. And,
less of an exponential graph to more of a true linear graph.
Yeah. It's interesting. I kind of never made the jump into Twitch. Like it never kind of grabbed me, the whole idea of watching streamers. Like I will watch a stream every once in a great while, but it's really hard for me to like get into it.
For me, it depends. It depends a lot on the streamer and what they're doing.
Yeah.
Like I really like Ray and I really like Max.
Mm-hmm.
But when
like
they're
I could see
when
myself...
they're together,
mm-hmm.
I can't. It's too much. It's too in the me. I just can't. There's too much.
Yeah.
So I would just tone out and go do something else. But also, I never talk in chat. I treat it just as a video. Stream happening.
Mm-hmm.
I literally close chat if it's ever existed. I just close it.
Yeah, the only time I ever would get in on that is if it's like if it's a Q&A, and it's usually restricted.
Yes,
like restricted Q&As.
Yeah,
where
yeah.
Like,
if I can hop in, we've both done them with certain people that we're referencing there. I've done those, but like, or if and those guys, specifically the John Boy and Jake, if their chat's open, I'll usually jump in their chat, but it's usually because you can get in and still actually have like something set or whatever.
Yeah.
Or what I've done in chats before is like if somebody's using a command for like doing giveaways or stuff and you have to enter a keyword, then I do that. But like that's not chatting. That's just I'm trying to win. Get out of my way. Yeah, I want win thing.
Free things.
Give me them.
Number 5. Speaking of streaming, we're on 5, right? Is it me? Yeah, that's right. Facebook has allowed more streamers on its gaming platform to access license-free music. Last September, the platform partnered with multiple big music labels, including Universal Music Group, Sony Music Entertainment, and Warner, to create a library of copyright-free music. Up till now, the library was only available to streamers that had partner status. Now it's open to Facebook's Level Up tier, the equivalent of Twitch's affiliate status. It's a good idea.
It's a good move. It's good. Yeah, you want to not have so many DMCA and copyright issues and everything else. There is also I should bring this up, I guess. There's a program called Pretzel.
Okay.
That is a catalog, like an audio catalog of all royalty-free, like clear to stream music that exists.
Neat. Haven't heard anything from Facebook, their streaming platform, in a while.
Neither have I. Apparently it's decent, though, in terms of, like, viewership. But again, it's a thing where it's decent in terms of viewership, but it should say something that you and I couldn't tell you who the top number 1 Facebook streamer is.
I'd be really curious to see the demographic breakdown for Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. It'd also be funny, like, I want to see a demographic breakdown, and then I also want to see a category breakdown
of like the type of streamer that's there.
Yeah, like is it gaming across all 3 as the number 1? Does Twitch have like a creative, or just they're just talking? Like if Facebook and Twitch is just chatting section, just insane.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious of what that is. But yeah, they don't advertise at all.
No,
I feel like. So when who's Facebook's number 1 streamer? I'm like, I have no idea.
Then again, like, you're not on Facebook.
Nope, I've left Facebook.
I still have my account, but I don't ever go on it.
Well, let's put it this way. My account exists, but it's deactivated.
Yeah. So we're not good examples, I guess.
That's true. Number 6, Take-Two Interactive is suing 14 programmers behind the RE3 project, which offers, quote, the fully reserved source code for GTA 3 and GTA Vice City, alongside, end quote, alongside ports of the titles for Switch, Wii U, and Vita. In the suit, the company slated that it wants to halt the activities of a group of individuals who have sought unlawfully to copy, adapt, and distribute to the public infringing source code for 2 classic GTA titles without the authorization or consent of Take-Two. That is a weird way to spell authorization. The RE3 project does not use any leaked source or copyrighted assets belonging to Rockstar or Take-Two. To access those, players will need to own their own copies of the games. The project also adds new features to the existing games, including a new camera, various bug fixes, and widescreen support. Be an interesting one to see how that all wins.
Yeah. I'll be curious on that one from a legal standpoint, but also like it's interesting that they're going so hard against a lot of these modders all of a sudden that dealt with their older games.
Well, because their remasters are coming,
Yeah.
so they have to.
Mm-hmm.
Need to protect it.
Yep. Very Nintendo of them.
No, they waited till now.
Yeah. I guess that's true. Nintendo is more of just
Nintendo
like,
might kill it in the womb,
Yeah.
Texas style.
Yeah. Ooh. Reference. That's a good one.
Politics.
That's a good one. Good reference. Not good anything else.
Hey, baby, do you live in Texas? Because you're looking oppressed.
I saw some pretty
It's just like such a terrible line, but God, it would probably get somebody.
the political cartoons are like fire for
Oh, I'm sure.
yeah. The worst one I saw that made me like really just kind of like give me that like really gross feeling
Yeah, you
was
just kind of have that chill of reading it. Like, yeah.
it was a photo of a person. It was people that were protesting wearing the Handmaid's outfit
Okay.
from the Handmaid's Tale.
Yep.
And she was holding up a sign that it was a photo essentially, and it was the outline of Texas made by a bloody coat hanger.
Oh, all right.
And I was like, oh, that's
pretty good.
Yeah. I was like, oh, that's good. That doesn't make me feel good.
I mean, it's gross,
Yeah. Got me good.
but that's a pretty good.
It was a success. It was definitely a good move on there.
Gets the message.
Number 7, Motive held a live streamed Twitch session for the Dead Space remake with members of the creative team. Here's a quick summary of what they said. I don't know if I'm a fan of these.
Of what?
This like new trend of doing like developer blogs and vlogs and developer vlogs and streams.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna stop being a bad boy and scrolling on my phone while I'm not paying attention to you. Clearly.
Oh no.
Can you hand me the one thing about your foot though?
the remote?
Yeah. I'm gonna see if the Dodgers San Fran game is on and curse us to not paying attention even more.
I think it starts at 9:45.
Well, fucking YOLO.
All right.
It probably honestly it probably starts at 10:10
Maybe.
because it's West Coast.
Yeah.
9:40 is probably the pregame.
All right, so here's the quick rundown of what they live streamed about the Dead Space remake. Isaac Clarke, who is the main character of the Dead Space game, will talk, and the voice actor is the same, a gentleman named Gunnar Wright. What a name.
Of course. AR? Gunnar?
ER.
Oh, Gunnar.
Yeah,
Oh,
Gunnar.
All right. He's no Swede.
Gunnar Wright with a W. So, WR.
Is he a brother in a flight?
With guns.
Explains the fighter jet.
Dismemberment is going to be more the other part of this, actually, I didn't write down that I thought was interesting. They have rules. They had rules for the dialogue.
In the original? Or
in the live stream, they were like, these are our rules for Isaac Clarke's dialogue.
Oh, okay.
There was 2 rules. The first one was he will only speak when he's responding to someone.
Oh, all right. So seen, not heard.
Yep.
Speak when spoken to. I've done the same thing with small children.
Or the other rule is he will speak if it would be awkward if he didn't.
Just
I'm like, all right, that's interesting, but I can get behind that, I guess. The second thing was dismemberment.
Who's making that judgment?
I don't know, man. That's a good point.
I'm more curious now who's making the judgment, because I'm very curious if that person's just awkward as shit.
They find the most awkward person, and they're like, all right, when's this guy going to talk?
Yeah, like, when would you want to say something? Just press the button whenever you think you should say something.
Who's
then,
the resident weeb in this building?
Yeah. They press it twice, and they're like, the whole game twice? Oh, hey, Dick Mountain.
What a name.
It's such a great nickname.
It is. It's totally off track. Did you see the proposed, I don't know if it was proposed or rumored, what's the word I'm looking for? What they want to do with new players, like the age thing?
No.
So, like, you know how now they do, like, for player control, they do, like, service time?
Yeah.
There was, like, I don't know who proposed it or if it's a rumor that they were going to propose it or something like that. But
Rumor, because I haven't seen an article yet, so it hasn't officially happened.
They wanted to change it to an age limit, essentially.
Oh.
It being 29, I believe.
For being what?
Like, you...
No matter what, you're a free agent at 29, I guess?
Yes.
Unless you obviously signed a contract beforehand.
Yeah.
I mean, it would make sense because that would prevent the two people immediately come to mind are Luke Voigt and Aaron Judge.
Which were the examples. But then the counterpoint was, all right, so what about like Juan Soto? Because I think he's like 22.
Yeah, yeah.
And there was someone else who's also super young. And it's like
Vladito, Fernando.
Yeah, Vlad. And it's like you'd have control over them for a huge portion of their career.
Yeah, it should just be like 3 years into coming up. It shouldn't be any longer than that.
Yeah. I get the age idea because I guess like...
I get what they're going for, but it would be horrible execution.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway.
Anyways, back
baseball
to Dead Space. Dismemberment is going to be more complicated. As an example, the new system includes limbs whose flesh gets stripped off as you shoot them, helping you gauge how much damage you have done.
Yeah, sure. I'm going to shoot flesh off of flesh.
Zero gravity will be more realistic. There are no microtransactions. They plan on expanding the lore with in-game tie-ins to the expanded universe of Dead Space, which is a whole thing. There's a fuck ton of comics, I guess. There's animes. There's all books. And side characters will be more fleshed out. So you can shoot them off and see their flesh. Haha. And that's it. That's it for Dead Space. I don't really know if I don't know. I guess that's just kind of me not liking the developer vlogs and streams is just me being like the old man in the balcony booing.
Statler and Waldorf?
Yeah, because like, you know, if I don't like it, just don't watch it. You know what I mean? Like,
well, yeah.
It's clearly for people who are like, oh, I want to know everything about this game.
I'm also usually very much in that booth with you. We are the two men in that booth.
Yeah.
I'm going to be Waldorf.
All right. I don't know which one that is.
I don't either. I just like the name.
It is the better name.
Yeah, that's why I claimed it first. Maybe I better have the monocle.
I'll look it up. What's their names again?
I think it's Statler and Waldorf. If you look up just like the balcony angry Muppets,
you nailed
it.
You nailed it.
Was
Statler and Waldorf.
Okay. I've referenced them enough at this point that I think I've burned it into my brain.
All right.
But I'm in that same boat. Like you and I are both there. Of if you don't like it, just don't watch it. You know, duh. When I don't like the developer stuff like that is in this instance where it's before the game's out. Luckily for this, Dead Space has already existed, so it's kind of like a weird double-edged thing where the game has already existed. The game is out. This is just them talking about what they're gonna do kind of in the remaster.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not as bad. What I don't like is the developer stuff that is out, that they're doing like developer streams and stuff before the game exists. And
Like, before they've announced it, or
no, like they've announced it, but then they're just like, we have no release date, but here's more updates on it, and it's just a hype jerk off fest.
Mm-hmm.
I prefer postmortems where you do it afterwards, like, oh yeah, we learned this or we learned this, and so we're going to be changing this going forward and stuff like that. That's fine. But all of the stuff beforehand is basically when it's the equivalent of showing journalist press conferences where the journalists go in and play your hype men for you, and then you also do more hype men. It's all marketing.
Yeah, that's kind of our philosophy. Like, we see a game we're interested in, we're like, we immediately are like, that I'm good. I don't want to see any more.
Yep. Just mark it down as I'm interested. Tell me when we're closer.
Yeah. So our only issue with the Statler and Waldorf situation is that Waldorf is the short guy, which would clearly be me.
That's true.
So,
all right, I'm Statler.
Do
you have an image?
I
Which one's
do.
which?
Yeah.
All right, so you're definitely Waldorf. Oh yeah, you're Waldorf. Yeah.
So
I mean, neither of us have the nose of Statler, but
yeah, I mean,
you can do a better mustache than I can.
well, it's the whole like thing, like that whole like, you know, the short stocky like. I
Can we
think
do that pose though?
That's a good pose.
Like the two bro poses of Statler and Waldorf. They're about to drop a rap album right there.
They really are. I kind of just want to watch like clips of them now.
Oh,
right.
I got your time.
Oh, it's not me. Never mind.
No, never mind. Statler and Waldorf will wait. And they will wait for number 8. A bit of Sony controversy this week. Horizon Forbidden West won't have an upgrade path from the PS4 to PS5. So I'm just going to say this right now before I continue reading.
Mm-hmm.
If that means anything to you, you can listen to the rest of this. If that doesn't mean anything to you, skip about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Because it's going to get real confusing real quick.
It is. And it's in here strictly to start a conversation of like the barometer of like how we feeling about the idea of console upgrades.
How about, yeah, so we'll do that.
Okay.
But yeah, just if that had nothing to do with you, just move on. We'll see you in a bit. We'll still be here. And if you own a PS4 and are thinking about playing Horizon Forbidden West and you're waiting on getting your PS5, listen up. Or wait till you get the PS5. Hot take. So, here we go. Pain. Instead, you'll have to buy the more expensive versions of the game that offer digital copies for both the PS4 and PS5, or start with the PS4 and buy an entirely new PS5 copy of the game later at its full price. Whatever that full price is at the time. Sony says it has no plans to offer an upgrade, even though you can transfer your save data from the PS4 to PS5 versions of the game. For reference, the versions of the game that include both PS4 and PS4...
My bad.
You son of a bitch.
Ron Burgundy.
That include both PS4 and PS5 digital versions of the game? Is that what that's supposed to be?
Yeah, sure.
God, oh, you son of a bitch. You Ron Burgundy the hell out of me now. Now I'm questioning you, and that's even worse when the writer doesn't know the answer. For reference, the games that include both versions of the game. Just assume they're both digital in this conversation.
They are.
Oh, okay. Then it's definitely PS4 and PS5 digital versions. Yeah. Cost $80, $200, and $270. The standard version of the game is $60, with the special edition for both console generations costing $70. So, you either pay $80 and you get both, or you pay $120 and you get both, or you pay $140 and you get both, or you pay $200 and you get both, or you pay $270 and you get both.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or you just wait, hope you get your PS5 soon, and then you buy it for $60.
Yeah. I'm like of two minds on this situation. Like, I don't feel like Sony should have to provide an upgrade path. Like, that's kind of a weird thing. Like, that's not a norm. This console generation kind of made that a norm. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
Mm-hmm. But at the same time, you
Okay,
can't get a PS5.
This is why I wanted you to get your butt out before I
Yeah.
I beat you with the easy riposte to your thrust.
Yeah, so that's the other side is the you can't get a PS5, and this is clearly like the differences in the games is not going to be substantial enough to warrant buying both.
Right, because they're dropping on PS4.
Exactly.
Which, again,
And-
this is back to me complaining that they should have just made PS5 exclusives.
Mhm.
But this is a different discussion.
And like that's kind of like the Ghost of Tsushima is a perfect example of this of this thing. And you're probably going to see it's probably going to be the same for Horizon as well because I think they use the same game engine.
I don't remember.
But is Ghost of Tsushima prettier on PS5? Prettier, maybe not, but it's clearly a higher resolution. But
Have
they
you-
both. Go ahead.
Have you done that
Done what?
on 5?
Yeah.
Oh, you have yours officially.
What?
Ghost.
Yeah.
I didn't know that you had actually gotten it.
Gotten what?
Your PS5.
Oh, I thought I sent a Snapchat out.
I don't remember.
I got it Monday.
I
Sunday.
couldn't-
Monday. I got it Monday.
I couldn't remember if you had gotten it or if you were saying that all of a sudden you were expected to get it much sooner than you were expecting or whatever.
Yeah. I just kind of been updating you guys, and then when I got it, I just sent a Snapchat out of the
Yeah, it all
box.
blurred together.
Yeah. No, I got it upgraded to the Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut for $30.
Yep.
And got the downloadable content, everything like that. It definitely, I mean, it looks better, but it should because it's a 4K version.
Right.
But it runs the same. Like both are pretty solid 60 frames per second. Well, I think actually the PS4 is 30, but it's not like a monumental difference.
No.
Like after playing it, I was like, this was great, but if it was any more than $30, I would have been like, fuck this. Like $30 was like a stretch.
Yeah. Yep.
So I don't know. That's kind of the situation for me on the whole not offering an upgrade path. But this is Sony like very much starting to like move back towards like the Nintendo side of things where they're like, we got you motherfuckers. Like
Yeah. So two things.
mm-hmm.
I think you're in old man yells at cloud territory with the not offering thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, we're both in agreement that is that Josh Bell in left field? Anyway, I think it was. It's like you said, it's Sony reverting to PS3 ways,
Mm-hmm.
where they spit on the gamers and their customers
Yeah.
and say, take it. You like it.
Exactly.
Where you have, again, what I said going into this generation was you have Xbox building an ecosystem. They don't give a shit and just want you to buy the game.
Yeah, which it's kind of funny because when the PS5 was getting announced and we were going through all this, we had the conversation multiple times if Sony was going to revert back.
Yeah.
Since they had the
They had
in
the
air
mind,
quotes,
they had the mind share. They
the
had
lead.
They had the mind share and the lead, and then they went, perfect, we can get away with it now.
Yeah.
No, you can't.
Yeah.
Here's my thing. If they're going to make this move, which it sounds like they very much are, then they should not allow you, and this is going to get me a ton of shit, even though nobody listens to actually give me shit. They should not allow you to transfer your save file. Because then that would be 100% the same message, not a question.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from, and I actually like it. I like it because it takes out the option.
Yeah,
Essentially.
because because now you're like, we can already clearly do it. Why am I not allowed to just pay you $10 more for the next gen version?
Yeah.
And be done with it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, technically, I guess you'd pay $20 would be the way to get the next gen version.
Yeah.
But like, that's not. It should not be $20.
Especially considering, so
It should be $10.
the other argument factor that's kind of interesting is that,
And you're transferring my save.
yeah, and you'll be able to. I'm assuming it's like this for all PS4 games. You can play the PS4 version on the PS5.
Yeah, the backwards compatibility part.
Yeah.
And again, this is going back to the very beginning again with my annoyance at them not doing PS5 exclusives when they ran out and touted we have a bunch of PS5 exclusives, and then they went, oh, by the way, they're also available for the PS4.
Yeah. Which was Horizon was one of those games.
Yep. All I'm saying is the hashtag Nate was right. Is never wrong.
That could be on like a t-shirt. Hashtag Nate was right is never wrong. People would be like, what the fuck does that mean?
The better part would be like, is your name Nate? And I'd be like, no.
So earlier,
so who is it? I'd be like,
when
don't
I
worry
ordered
about it.
pizza and stuff, they asked for a name and I like froze because like I'm just like,
oh, did you just
the mind broke.
name
And I
it?
said Nate. And because I don't know, like my mind just broke. And I was like,
and my answer is always my last name.
yeah, yours is always Killian. And I was just like, but then after I hung up, I was like, we're not picking it up together. Like, I'm going to go pick it up. So, like, I get there, and they're like, name, and mine broke again. And finally, I was like, Nate. And then, like, for like a solid 30 seconds, one of the girls behind the counter kept saying Nate to give me the things. And I was just like, just totally, like, zoned out because that's
Just-
not my name, you
Just
know?
Space Cadet is they're like looking at you and they're like, Nate. 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 Nate.
And I was like, oh, thank you. And they're like, yeah, like they,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they thought I was like fucking like high or something
Oh, yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
This stone motherfucker just really wanted some pizza.
Yeah. So, fun little story for you. Anything else you want to add on that? On the
On the name mistake or
no, the we don't have enough time for that.
Hey, haven't you ordered with my name before?
I have.
I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
you've ordered with my name before.
Yeah. So
Yeah, because it was when you and Dewey came up, I'm pretty sure.
yeah, I don't know. But
Anyway, no,
Thank
it just we saw this coming a mile away.
yeah.
Sony's a cluster.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Yeah, do you want me to do the questionable things we didn't do full paragraphs on, or do you want to do
Yeah,
those?
because I'm getting really annoyed that my right shoulder won't just pop or crack, and my left one.
All right. Brendan Green, best known as the creator of PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, has founded a new independent studio called PlayerUnknown Productions.
Never would have guessed.
The guy needs to be more original.
He's totally not full of himself.
No. Paradox Interactive CEO Ebba. Oh fuck, man! These
The
like-
band?
no, these
Band's making a comeback.
Scandinavian last names, man. Yeah, I saw they're doing another album.
Yeah.
The Scandinavian last names.
What's their
with the-
most
with the
famous song?
J's. What's up?
What's their most famous song?
I have no idea.
What is an ABBA's? I wanted to say Dancing Queen, but is that ABBA?
I don't know. I have a hard time like putting songs like remembering songs attached to who made them.
I know some older ones. New stuff's a lot harder.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the older ones are fine.
Anyways,
No, yeah, Dancing Queen is ABBA. So I'm going to go with this probably that then.
Paradox Interactive CEO Ebba Lungerud. I don't know.
Hold on.
Yeah, you can take a look at that. She has stepped down from her position, quote, due to differing views on the company's strategy going forward.
I would have probably said it's either, if it's not Eba, it's Ebba, not ABBA.
I said Ebba.
Oh, okay. I'm terrible at listening. and then probably Jungerud.
Jungerud. I don't Scandinavian
but there's
names
no
get me, man.
but there's no accents,
Yeah.
which
So
would
I don't know.
indicate if there was a umlauted u, then it would obviously give you the ood. But
Mm. Oh well.
nice bracket usage, by the way.
Yeah, I don't know where that came from.
Just a random bracket.
Listen, I'm tired. Apple is relaxing its App Store rules a bit and will be allowing some content apps to link to their websites. So users can set up and manage accounts. Not games, though. This is such a ridiculous
They're
Apple thing.
now just like stirring it.
Oh yeah. They and that's such a stupid thing.
Yeah.
Like a link to a website for account management.
Account management, but you probably can't make purchases. Even if it wasn't a game, you probably can't make purchases for that product. Like, I wonder if they allow you link out for Amazon to manage the account. Can you make a purchase and say that
Number 4, DC Fandom will return on October 6th with looks at The Batman, Black Adam, The Flash, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, and a whole slew of TV shows.
All right, then.
And probably a bunch of other shit.
Give me more. I'm
Dude,
down.
the Batman movie has been
It's been around for a while, but they also had massive COVID problems.
Yeah. I know COVID fucks everything up. It's just
I would love to see a new trailer.
Yeah. I would love for it to be done, to know it's done.
I would
Know
love
it's
for that
been
too.
done.
Also, where's the 25th James Bond?
That one's been done, and they just keep pushing it back.
Yeah, because they want a theater release so bad.
I can't really blame them because if you look at what movies are pulling in when they release the theaters, it's pretty abysmal. They're not all the movies released recently that are big movies have not made their budget back at all.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised, but at the same time,
Give me the James Bond.
I want to see the Bond.
Sony has announced a PlayStation showcase for September 9th at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. Sony says its showcase will include updates from its PlayStation studios and a look at games releasing this holiday and beyond.
That's not Tokyo Game Show, right?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Also,
to be fair, looking at a game from PlayStation Studios, a game this holiday and beyond, we're looking at Beyond.
yeah, thank you, because that was literally what I was just about to say.
We're not looking at anything released this holiday from them.
Yeah. The rumors are God of War, your typical
Oh yeah,
main
we'll see
studio
Ragnarok. And,
yeah, stuff that's probably not coming out even next year.
yeah, or if it is, it'll be pushed into technically Q4 of next year, which will be February.
Yeah.
Of 23.
CD Projekt Red is targeting late 2021 release dates for Cyberpunk 2077 and The Witcher 3's next-gen upgrades. Number 7, Nintendo will not be at the Tokyo Game Show this year.
Interesting, but I'm also convinced they really don't have anything to show.
Yeah. The Crysis Remastered Trilogy will be released on October 15th. This one's kind of interesting. THQ Nordic is celebrating their 10-year anniversary with a Jeff Keighley hosted showcase on September 17th at 9 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific.
All right, I'm going to go back to the THQ Nordic thing, but let's get the last thing out of the way.
If there was any doubt, it has been confirmed that Starfield is not a timed exclusive. PC or Xbox are your only options to play.
Whoop-de-doo! You're not going to see it for 2 more years.
That one, I think we might see next year. There's been a lot of shit that's leaked on it.
Yeah, but it's also, we still got to get Deathloop out the door.
Yes. And the leaks, to your point, a lot of the leaks have been concept art.
Yeah.
Concept images.
And hot take, that trailer wasn't a trailer.
No.
That trailer was what the Outer Worlds should have been. Or sorry, the Outer Worlds trailer for 2 is what Starfield should have been.
Yeah.
Where they're like, hey, can you imagine doing a trailer? We don't have anything to show you, but we're just really confirming it. So yeah, on the THQ Nordic thing, I was talking with my VR guy at work, and we're both of the same mindset. It's a conversation you and I have had for forever. We both agree on this before I even say it. So
okay,
But THQ Nordic is the company with all their studios and money that should have been bringing and should be in the future bringing all of these arcade games to VR. Time Crisis, House of the Dead, Buck Hunt.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Every single one of those games.
We've had conversations on this podcast about how awesome it would be to have like a House of the Dead VR game.
Yes, exactly. We have had this conversation, but then I was like, man, who would do it? And nothing screams that more than THQ Nordic, who revives shit from the dead. And it would be free money. Give me.
I think, you know what? I'm going to put some faith in THQ Nordic, and I bet that they have that planned, and they're just waiting for VR to be like slightly more accessible. Like we're almost there with the Quest 2 from Facebook, but they need like a little bit more.
Like I'm just picturing me just zonked out, not really, but just lackadaisical in the couch with just 2 triggers out, and I'm headset on, just staring at a Time Crisis screen like, ooh, bang, 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 yeah. And then even then, the units for like Time Crisis and stuff that had the weight plate, the weight plate is just you ducking. It's literally you ducking. It's not a weight plate anymore.
Yeah.
Why are these not existing? It's so much money.
The classic reload shooting off screen.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah. That would be really dope.
And the shooting off screen doesn't even necessarily have to be. Just have it like shoot my feet or something.
Mm-hmm. Well, now it's so easy. Everyone should just do gun mechanics like Half-Life did.
Yeah,
and that would be perfect.
Yeah.
So,
or even if you wanted to be really silly, and I get to shake the gun for a reload.
Yeah, that'd be a good one. That'd be a good one. No, that would be.
Oh, it's so.
That would be. Good.
It's like my pinnacle VR experience.
Yeah. I was thinking about VR the other day because I was like, I have my VR, and I'm like, man, I really need to like do something with it.
And now you have a wheel.
I do. That thought has occurred to me as well.
Project Cars.
Or Hot Wheels.
Well, Project Cars has a Project Cars VR.
Yeah, they have VR. I don't think
Hot Wheels has a VR. Or first person. I think it's all third person still.
Having like set up my wheel on my desk, I feel like I would kind of need to find some sort of like cheap. The alignment and everything is just so weird.
I need to show you the stand I was looking at after this.
Yeah,
$100 and just call it a day.
Yeah,
because that's what I'm going to have set up in here or downstairs whenever we get Forza / Gran Turismo.
Mm-hmm.
Forza might be the harder one for me to use it on.
Yeah, Forza's a little weird because like it's kind of arcadey. It's like it kind of like
but I also just go off roading.
Yeah,
so it's like I don't know if we'll see. It's a play it by ear. Anyway, it's been 7 days. What you been up
to? So I'm still off of work. So I and the baby sleeps during the day for the most part. So I finished Mass Effect 3. And I chewed through the Ghost of Tsushima DLC. So I kind of have some beef with Mass Effect 3 because I replayed it. I played it before, but this is my second playthrough of it with the new special edition. And the endings are like so weird. So there's 3 different endings. There's technically 4 endings. So there's 3 endings, as in there's 3 choices. Okay. And then there's a 4th ending that is called the perfect ending. And I disagree with the perfect ending.
Is it like because of choices or because of alignment that you've made, or
both? So you kind of have to, stars have to align. Like you have to make the correct choices throughout the whole trilogy.
Yeah.
To get the stars to align, to get the perfect ending. And really the only difference between all the endings, like the perfect ending is the quote unquote destroy ending. The only difference between it and the regular destroy ending is you see them allude to the fact that Commander Shepard's still alive.
Oh, okay.
So that's where my beef is that I don't think the perfect ending should be the destroy ending. Because there's the destroy ending where you destroy the Reapers and basically you destroy all AI. which includes your comrades who are AIs.
Yep.
There's the synthesize ending, which is organic and robotic AI life merging, which I think should be the perfect ending. And then there's the I can't remember what they call it, but it's basically the ending where you don't you fucking, I don't know. I can't remember what it is, but it's a dumb ending. But anyways, that's my beef with Mass Effect, because I feel like based on Commander Shepard, well, I guess based on a Paragon Commander Shepard, he would want everyone to be happy.
Mm-hmm.
So he would do the synthesized thing.
Right.
So
I don't know. I think I asked you this early on in your playing.
Mm-hmm.
I've asked you this before on this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying that the ending of Mass Effect 3 is an issue?
I wouldn't say it's an issue. Like, I don't. That's just my personal opinion. But do I think the ending of the game is good? Yes.
Okay.
I don't have
that
any
was what
issues.
the whole meme was. The outcry so much to the point where they had to patch in another ending.
Yeah, it's just silliness. And then I played Ghost of Tsushima on the PS5, which was everything I was hoping it would be. It was fantastic. Loved the new controller. Game's gorgeous on a 4K TV. The stuff they added into the DLC is fantastic. It was probably... I have every single trophy short of the one... There's one trophy that I can only get by playing Legends.
Okay.
So I'm going to do that at some point to get it. Because you have to play the tale in Legends to go back into the single player game to tell a person how a tale ends, essentially.
Oh, okay.
And that's how you get that last trophy. But it was great. Probably, if you do everything, probably 15 to 20 hours, I would say.
That's pretty good.
So, yeah, that's where I'm at. That's it.
Nice.
Where you at?
I'm just chilling. World of Warcraft. That will be the show.
Mm-hmm. Waiting for some new shit.
Yeah, kind of just in a lull. Played a bunch of random things. Playing a little Madden right now. Just kind of like Madden in the league.
22?
Yeah. Madden and a little League of Legends, just as like palate cleansers. You know, get in, do my stuff. Played a little split gate. Hop in, pew pew, shoot. A lot of palate cleansers. Just kind of keep myself fresh. And rated heroic with a guild on Wednesday.
Your guild or a guild?
A guild.
A guild.
Guild I ran with like for maybe a month ago, 3 weeks ago now.
Okay.
Not the 13th ranked guild.
No, the one where you guys...
The one before.
Yeah, the one where you like, if you guys...
Yeah.
If you're ever on and need people...
Their group stopped running normal. Because initially I found them in a normal run and they were running normal. Mm-hmm. Then they stopped doing that because their main team stopped doing heroic. Their main team went on to only doing mythic. Mm-hmm. So then they
moved up to...
Yeah, so they moved up one tier and kicked normal off their runs. So instead of doing heroic, mythic, and normal, they went to just mythic and heroic and axed normal off their list. So I was like, yeah, if you guys need anything, I'll go. And so I hopped on and they're like, yeah, you want to go? I was like, yeah, sure, I'll go. And I was talking to the guy that organized it and everything, kind of like afterwards, and it sounds like I wasn't the issue. Like, we only got 5 bosses down.
Mm-hmm.
But it's funny because, like, we were kind of talking about it, or, like, him and I were talking about it, and, like, why that was and stuff. And we're like, oh, yeah, these are probably the issues or anything. But, like, I, once again, didn't hop into voice chat with them at all, and still did all the mechanics and everything was fine. And I was like, all right, yeah, I'm doing fine. I know I'm not, once again, I'm not the problem.
Mm-hmm.
So, see if I go with them again this coming week and see if we go further. I know they can full clear it, but they're also using the Heroic Knight as testing for their guild for new people in their ranks and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, there are a few people I noticed because I have it so I can see the guild they're in, and I can also see the rank that they're in the guild, and, like, the way my nameplates show up or whatever.
Yeah.
So I can see a bunch of people that were in their guild had the, like, tag of the role of rookie. Mm-hmm. So I was like, okay, these guys are getting tested to see if they can actually start doing it. And I was talking to him about it. He's like, yeah, we're using it to see some new people that haven't really seen some of the like the harder stuff and whatever. And He's like, you can kind of tell because you see their numbers are bad, or they're dying like where they shouldn't be and stuff like that. And I was like, yep, I can 100% see which ones are new.
How many randoms do they have in the raid group?
There may be only like 4 of us.
Nice.
Well, let's put it this way: there were 4 of us at least, I think, from different servers. There might have been another random from their server, but I saw 4 different servers, theirs, and then 3 others.
Yeah. Theoretically, they could be like other people.
It could have just been other people that were on that
alts or
server.
whatever,
Yeah. Well, there were alts and stuff, but usually their alts are still in the guild or whatever. But yeah, it was an interesting time. It was a fun time. It was funny to once again just not be in voice and do a higher, because I wasn't in voice with them the first time, but we were doing normal, and normal's like whatever. Then we were in heroic, and I once again didn't hop in voice. Didn't get even asked to join or anything. So they were just like, yeah, sure, whatever. He doesn't need to be here, and did everything. And I was like, all right. There was never. I'm waiting for
like them to either invite you to their voice, probably Discord.
Yeah, probably.
Then be like, hey, why don't you join our Discord? Or B, be like, do you have any interest in joining the guild?
I'm waiting for me to fuck something up massively where I have to get in there. Because I haven't. I think, from my understanding, I think you could probably get all the way up to. You can probably kill the entire guild, the entire raid on heroic without ever talking to anybody, as long as everybody knows what they're doing. And I basically know what's going on in all the fights, so I don't. There's nothing like, oh yeah, we need to have communication.
Or they're gonna give you the invite to like, hey, we're gonna try Mythic. Do you want to join?
The issue with the Mythic thing,
and then they'll be like, you gotta come.
Well, they're already like 3 out of 10 or 4 out of 10 Mythic.
Yeah.
But the issue with the Mythic thing is I couldn't go to you can't server cross Mythic yet because the Alliance Hall of Fame hasn't filled up yet.
Yeah.
So until that fills up, which could be months, I am stuck only raiding if I try to do Mythic with my server. But I still need more gear before I go step into Mythic, I think.
Yeah. Speaking of WoW, I saw some random Reddit posts of people arguing for cross
faction.
Yes, cross faction. Thank you.
Yeah, probably saw the Ian comments and stuff.
I don't know,
because there's been a bunch of changes that they're making.
Yeah.
The joke is the ripcord has been pulled.
Yeah. So they're going to start fixing a bunch of things, or
like
doing everything you guys asked for.
They've talked, kind of, a large majority. They've talked about the faction thing before. They've talked about it ad nauseum, and it's. I'm not going to put words in their mouth. It's something that they're constantly looking at.
Yeah,
and I don't think we'll see it this expansion unless we see it in like the 9. I don't think we see it in the 9.2 patch, because currently everything that's getting detailed is for the 9.1.5, which is usually like the half step before we get to the 9.2 patch. I don't think we see it in the 9.2. Maybe we would see it in the 9.3, like if they even think they've figured it out yet. But I assume you would see it more likely in 10. With whatever the next expansion is, where they go, okay, let's try it and just YOLO it for an expansion and see what happens.
What are do you pro, against, don't really care?
Seeing how we're constantly always working to fight the same fucking evils anyway, I'm for still keeping the cities and like you not being allowed in other people's cities and stuff like that. But you should be able to go, or like even PvP. PvP is already kind of fixed, because PvP, they have the option where you can go into, I think it's called mercenary mode. You go talk to a vendor and say, I'm going to fight for the other side for a while. And so that way, if queues are out unbalanced, you can just go in there, and then it puts you on the Alliance. If you're Horde, it puts you on the Alliance side, and you can still PvP and still earn all the stuff you wanted to earn.
Okay.
But like raids and dungeons, you can't do that. I would be entirely in favor and fine with them doing it. Like, yeah, raids and dungeons, you guys can all just go hang out and go murder things. Like, you're all working together for it anyway at this point. There's no whatever. But then when it comes to, like, you go back to Azeroth and you're trying to go, like, an undead horde is not walking into Stormwind all fine. Like, it's just not going to happen. And you can still have separate stories and whatever, but there's multiple examples of the NPCs working together.
Maybe you could do like what the Hall of Fame, what is it called? What is it called?
Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame. Like it's only available after like the Hall of Fame's filled up, that type of thing.
Yeah, which that would be that'd be fine for that. The Hall of Fame is tied to Mythic rating because the Hall of Fame is Mythic based.
Yeah.
I would rather see it be like you still keep the Hall of Fame for Horde and Alliance.
Mm-hmm.
So that way guilds can still be Horde or Alliance, but like you don't have a penalty if, you know, one of your friends wanted to play a human and you wanted to play an orc, you can still play together.
Yeah.
But like in order to get into like the Horde Hall of Fame or the Alliance Hall of Fame, your Horde Hall of Fame would have to have like a 90% majority Horde players or something like that in it, or even 100% if they were going to do it that. Just like you have to have 100% Horde to get into the Horde Hall of Fame, or you have to have 100% Alliance to get into the Alliance Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
But if you want to just be mixed, you can just exist and still do things. But that's you know,
yeah,
that's a whatever.
We will see. Something to watch.
Like it doesn't affect me currently, but I would definitely play a few more Alliance tunes.
Yeah,
if it was an option.
Yeah,
because I think there's some cooler looking guys on the Alliance side. I want a Kultiran Druid.
Okay,
I'll show you why after.
Write that down.
Yeah,
I've always been fond of the what the fuck are they called? The Draenei?
Yeah, the horse people.
Yeah,
Draenei.
Yeah,
I have a light forward to Draenei. That's a paladin.
Yeah, and it's fucking buff.
And I have
they got horse hooves. They got horse legs.
And I have a Worgen Death
blue.
Knight. Yeah, and I got a Worgen Death Knight.
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah, I run on all fours everywhere.
Yeah,
why wouldn't I?
It's a fucking. You're basically a werewolf.
I am a werewolf. I walk around in human form in Stormwind, so no one suspects me.
Role play.
The only bit of it I do. Because the moment you go into combat, you're just a wolf. All right. Anything else?
Nah. That's it for me.
All right, cool. That's all I got. We'll see you guys in 7 days. Bye-bye.
Did you know this podcast is powered by Acast? Acast is the home of podcasting. For creators looking for freedom to grow their listeners and make money too. And creative brands looking for smart ways to advertise. Podcasters and advertisers in the know Acast. It's time you did too. Visit acast.com to find out more. Acast, for the stories.